Hey everyone, and welcome back to the lands of Alaire. We have ventured through Eastgard, a subterranean space within the plane of adventure, following the trail of a high elf long lost to the plane itself, Baranor, seeking out his scrolls and determining why he came here, what he sought in this plane. And so as you guys leave this subterranean space, you see that there is a smoldering, burning space in the forest around you, this massive, endless, pristine valley. And in that moment, you guys should take a rest.
Yes.
I know you guys, you're out of a lot of spells and whatnot, and this is your opportunity to bandage yourselves up, take a moment, refocus. And you, through this time, time doesn't seem to work the same here. Definitely different. The sun does not rise or set. It seems as though it's always a nice midday, at least in this part of this plane.
The perfect time to get a long rest in.
yeah, exactly.
And as we do that, Jar is going to use his new spell, Lem's Tiny Hut.
Nice!
All force, 10 feet around us.
Does it block light?
Actually, it doesn't block light, and you can actually set up a light inside. It can light itself for you.
Interesting.
Well, so, yeah.
Nice. Bring some respite.
I'm good with this.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't feel quite as strange as what Gilroy does. A little more homely.
That's nice.
And so, well, you have a demon and a crow. So, you guys, after taking your long rest, that is the point of interest: is this smoldering flame, this rising smoke. And as you approach, this is what you see. You see a great clearing, filled with half-buried stone structures, surrounded by dying nature in stark contrast to the rest of the terrain of this place. In the center of this clearing is a 20-foot-tall statue of what appears to be a high elf reading a book. And next to that statue, a large iron cage which glows red-hot, within which a single robed figure sits slumped, defeated. Standing next to this cage, a towering devil with red skin and a huge, bulky build. His head is crowned with great horns, and his eyes flicker with the energy of the nine hells. A great whipping firestorm burns the ground around him as he stands straight, glaring in your direction. That would be initiative.
I'm gonna use divine.
That's a devil.
That's a devil. Everybody, that's a devil.
It is established.
100%.
Thanks, Leander.
I'm sure on this one.
Your insight is always true.
I appreciate that.
Okay, so... Melee.
25.
Again. Leander.
18.
18. Jar.
13.
13. Erlon.
18 also.
18. Gilroy.
2.
2.
Again.
It's a little scary.
Yes. Melee, you are up first.
Okay. How tall are the parts that are sinking into the ground? Is it just a couple feet?
Yeah, those stone, they look kind of like headstones that have been turned over and then somewhat buried with an outline of them, walls of them still sticking out of the ground, and it seems as though, yeah, most of them reach up only about 3 to 5 feet or so. Just enough to take cover behind if need be.
Those are headstones. Wow.
It looks, that's just the design.
Yeah.
I say, what did they bury?
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay exactly where I am. And I'm going to use sharpshooter
Okay.
on the devil.
Sounds good.
It's a weird sentence. I'm gonna hold my ground and shoot the devil. That'll be great.
This guy does not have...
Nat 20.
Well played. This guy does not have an HP bar, but that's on purpose this time.
Sweet.
Yep. It's that kind of fight. Alright, well, it's kicking off pretty well.
20.
20 damage?
Yeah.
Okay. Second attack.
17
17 will hit.
or 20.
Alright. Now the 2 arrows sink deep into the chest of this giant hulking devil being.
I want to move onto the stone right next to Jar if I can make it.
Sure. Right up that way.
Yep.
Wow, it's nice to have smooth token again. Erlong!
Yeah, I just see the unholiness of this thing, and I call out to Volret, let's smite this devil.
Quite. You see, perhaps a moment of recognition in his eyes, as if he knows this unnatural being is exactly the type of thing our peoples are charged to hold the world against on occasion. Yeah. You gonna charge on in?
As far as I can go.
Okay. 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. Okay.
Right on the edge of the firestorm.
Yeah, and this is adjacent to him. However, the heat rising up around here immediately causes your face to bead with sweat. It is intense, which will bring us to Leander.
Right. So what is he doing?
This devil?
Yeah.
As you look upon the cage, it seems as though there's kind of an energy link between the two, as if he is here to keep this person locked away.
Okay. I will sprint up to hopefully him.
You can call your Steve, can't you?
It takes like an hour.
Oh, man.
Do you have the stone still?
Which
Stone.
stone?
The speed stone?
No, I have
It's
it.
alright.
Then
Well,
you-
can I get close, within 10 feet of Erlang?
Oh yeah, if you go up this way.
Yeah.
Sure. You want to make sure he's got that save bonus?
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Okay, which brings us to the devil. He's not the devil. He is a greater devil.
But it's more fun like that.
Yeah, exactly.
The infernal entity before us.
Yes, exactly. So he is going to make 2 claw attacks against Erlon. He is going to hit once for 8 damage on that one. And then in a great sweeping motion, he swings his tail around at Leander.
It's a reach.
Yeah, it does. And it will, boom, it will hit for 16.
Ouch.
-8.
Okay, for 8.
Volret blocked some of it.
Yep. And,
Who are you?
Yeah.
Be patient. You'll find out. And that brings us. That is his turn. He begins with a great frenzy of melee, his magical energy seemingly only growing around him. And that brings us to Jar.
Okay. Now, that big white block thing that's next to Leander, that's the cage?
So
Or is that-
this is the cage.
Okay. I see
Yeah,
now,
it's a little tough to tell
Yep.
on the texture of this map. This is a statue, it seems. A
Statue.
shrine of sorts, yeah.
Okay, so Jar's gonna move up towards that.
Okay.
And then in Infernal, he's just going to ask he's gonna like, hello, good morning, can you open cage for us, we'll leave.
It's the being who has just slammed his tail into Leander with incredible force, causing him to stagger back for a moment, glares down at you and goes, You may ask no such thing of Zagarix, the jailer.
I was really just trying to make Gilroy feel bad anyhow, so it's okay.
And that's your turn, Jar.
I'll hide.
Okay.
Gilroy's fuming in the back.
25.
25? All
I
right.
knew what they were saying.
Jar, you're getting a sense that this thing has unnatural perception.
Okay.
Kilroy, your go. As even though you hide and you know that in these shadows you should be rather imperceptible, the glare of this thing goes straight through and right to you.
Okay.
Yeah, Gilroy fuming at the back lines and knowing that Jar just seemingly spoke to this being. He begins forming large ice crystals above its head. And after a couple seconds, they begin raining down in large chunks.
Okay.
As new ones form. So it's a 20-foot radius. So I guess I'll just
Right on top of him?
Yeah, basically.
Alright.
And he needs to make a dex save.
He's going to succeed.
Yeah, right. Alright, well, he's going to take half damage, which is 2d8 bludgeoning.
Okay.
So he's going to take 5 there, and then 4d6 cold. Which is 15, so 7.
Okay.
Cold damage.
Yes, you see many of the ice crystals fizzling and smoking in vapor as they shoot down into the flame. You figure he may be resistant to cold.
Thanks for testing that.
Yeah, I know, I
Smile.
mean... Melee. Actually, it's the end of someone else's turn. Legendary action. Erlon and Leander. Throw me dexterity saving throws.
We got +3.
Does this activate my danger sense? It says I have advantage against dex saving throws against effects that I can see, like traps and spells.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Still not great. Dexterity saving throw?
Yeah.
That's an 8.
Okay, so you will be taking 18 fire damage.
22.
And you will be taking 9 fire damage. As the flames wreath around you and whip up under the ground, and this thing, in a great arcing motion with its fists, causes a pillar of fire to rise up underneath you. Which will bring us to the top of the round with Melee.
Okay. So cold oil, I'm not going to waste my time with. Shoot sharpshooter.
Okay.
19.
19 will hit.
21 damage.
Okay.
I really wish I could see how far, but that's okay. I can't get everything I want. I'm going to do the same thing.
Okay.
25.
Yep.
19 damage.
Okay. I will tell you, as you gaze upon this thing, it certainly isn't slowing down yet.
I want to move back another 30 feet.
Still staying inside that kind of structure, or?
If I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back on this way.
Yeah.
Coolio. Erlon.
Yeah.
Flames are rising. This thing is thrashing about with incredible force.
So I'm going to take a broad swipe with Bloodletter and just kind of try to hack off its leg. Reckless attack, greater weapon fighting. I'm not rolling great now. Yeah, it's a 12.
Not that time.
And then regular attack, 27.
That will hit.
12 damage.
Bloodletter bites deep into his thigh there, but his hellish hide is incredibly thick and tough. And that is going to bring us from Erlon to Leander.
Alright. So, yeah, I guess Leander's just gonna run up next to Erlon.
Yeah, Leander, you've read about these things.
I don't think he'd ever thought he'd
He'd fight
encounter one.
Yeah.
Could I have gotten a look into the cage?
Sure.
Is it what I would assume would be?
Yeah, definitely. He has a robe drawn over his head and shadows beneath, but he definitely looks like a frail and elderly high elf in stature.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, and I guess he tries to swing through the flames at this Devil.
Okay,
22.
that'll hit.
It'll make a level 3 Divine Smite.
Of course.
Okay. This is a 14, 20, 22, 24 damage.
24. How much of that radiant?
That's tough.
Oh yeah, tough to tell, I suppose.
But probably like, alright, so let's say 12 of it was normal,
Okay.
on average.
No, that makes sense.
And he'll swing again.
All right.
21.
21 will hit.
A level 2 Divine Smite. Here, I'll roll the... So that would be 13, 14 Radiant,
Okay.
and 8 regular.
Okay.
That's the turn.
Very nice. Yeah, as your sword, charged with this divine essence, slashes into him, and you watch Erlon battling away, Bloodletter biting into its hide and whatnot. It cuts deeper and cuts cleaner, and it screeches out as you pierce it with your weapon, and it seems to cause the ground around you to shake and tremor. And that will bring us to it. And it looks down and it goes, "Die, little paladin."
It was
And,
I know, man.
so it will be hitting you twice. How much are you going to reduce that for?
8.
8. Okay, so it will be doing 11, 8, 60, 24 damage in total. And then I need you and Gilroy to make a dexterity saving throw.
That is an 8.
10.
28 lightning damage as a lightning bolt arcs out of this thing's fingertips,
Ow.
bursting across the
That was
battlefield
poorly.
in a straight line.
Curses.
Slams into Gilroy as well. That's its turn. Jar, your go.
How rough is Leander looking?
Pretty rough.
Pretty rough.
Yeah, he's hurting.
Okay, Jar will he'll dash up to Leander.
Okay.
He'll hit Leander with a level 3 Cure Wounds. Wow. That's 15, 18. Yep. Okay, so it's a 20 healing.
Plus 20?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so then Jar is going to, because he used about half of his dash to get up there, right?
Technically, it could have just been a move action. It was only about 20
yeah, he
feet
wants
away.
to dash back to under cover though. So
Yeah.
and then his free action. Will you do it, Lander? You hit them with the holy fire.
You are inspired.
Yes, that's D8.
Cool. Gilroy. Robe smoldering of lightning has arced across your shoulder.
I'd considered flying. That seems like not such a good idea. Alright, I will move up a little bit behind one of these little half walls.
Okay. Where, like, melee was positioned before?
Yeah, roughly.
Sure.
And then I will let loose one of my Melf's acid arrows
Okay.
at level 5.
Wow.
Nice. Alright. 28.
That's gonna hit.
Yeah. So that is 4, 5, 6. 64.
Wow.
One more of those two.
Alright. 5, 11, 15, 17.
Okay.
And then he's gonna take 44 acid damage when his turn starts.
it seems to be a rather effective damage type, as it
Hey.
still boils and sizzles away, causing his red hide to become kind of gray and mottled, which will bring us from Gilroy to Melee. However, it's once again to the top of the round. So, Leander, Erlon, dexterity saving throws as the flames continue to burn away.
You can use your. I
Mm.
think you're gonna fail your push inspiration.
Yep. So I got a 16.
I got a 9.
Did you add the
So-
plus 3?
So,
So
12.
yeah.
This is a difficult one to ignore. So that's going to be 18 fire damage to Erlon. And what did you get?
16?
16. 18 fire damage.
Yeah, I thought that was.
You would think it's not an easy one to avoid. So as you guys continue to hack and slash away at this thing, the heat only rises and the fire becomes more intense as this being seems to be whipping its claws and tails out from a maelstrom of flame that continuously swirls around it. That will bring us to Melee.
I don't think there's much else I can do. I don't think any of my oils would help that much. Okay, I'll just shoot sharpshooter.
Sounds good. That was close.
20.
That'll hit.
19 damage.
Okay.
I'll do the same thing. 10.
No, not that time.
I'm gonna use action surge.
Yes.
18.
18 will hit.
23. Sorry.
No worries. All right.
Thing. 11.
Yeah, and this is because the intensity of the flame seems to cause your arrows to reduce to ash before they can have the force to pierce his skin as you shoot them towards him.
That's melee rolls.
Right? Erlon, things are getting heated. I knew you'd appreciate
Yeah.
that.
So I see him putting the hurt on Leander quite a bit.
Yes.
And I go, "Fight me, you glorified bat!" As I smack into him. Reckless attack, great weapon fighting. 21.
Yes.
Alright. It's 11 plus 19, 30.
30 damage.
And 14 probably doesn't hit.
No, the first hit, so you do get his attention for a moment, and as he kind of rears out his face, his huge head and those goat horns coming out of the fire and smoke finally emitting for a moment, you smack him with bloodletter right across the face, and for the first time, you see that you've hit him with enough force to cause him to react as he wipes it away. However, he's not stopping yet. So that'll bring us to Leander.
What health do you have me at?
Uh,
I think it should be 12.
You're at 12?
Yeah, I
I
think
had
so.
you at 22.
Maybe no. I think that's right. No, it's not.
Oh.
I wish. But I am going to use Beacon of Hope. So as Leander's just getting clawed into here,
Mm-hmm.
this kind of bright white light begins shining across the fields, basically. And so for a minute, advantage on wisdom saving throws, advantage on death saving throws, and you regain max health on any healing. So,
Okay.
and then I'm going to use all my lay on hands.
All right. How much was that?
45.
Okay. Is that the entirety of your turn then?
Yeah, basically he's just
Spell bonus action?
yeah.
So you gain the maximum amount that you could.
Max
Right.
on the dice.
So, like,
oh, max. Oh, great. So it's not a max
Yeah.
heal. Okay.
Yeah.
No. So basically, as he's just getting wailed on, on his knees, just blocking as many attacks as he can.
Calls for Satola.
Yeah.
Yeah. And indeed he answers with a bright glowing aura that seems to sustain you. And, let's see. The devil, in response, does a great sweeping motion with his hands, causing fire to burn from about 20 feet down, and then it whips in a great wall across your and Erlon's feet. Erlen, you'll still have advantage on that one as you can see where it's coming from. Yeah, throw me a dexterity saving throw.
17.
Okay.
What's the beacon give you? Doesn't it give you... Oh, no, death saves. Wisdom.
Death
and
and wisdom.
So you'll be taking 11 fire damage, Erlen.
13.
You will be taking 22 as the flames continue.
Oh, is this his turn?
Yes, it is. Oh, yeah.
That is 10, 11 damage.
11?
Yep.
Nice. Okay. And as a legendary action. Yeah. Okay, so he's going to, you watch with one great sweep of his left hand, this clawed and gnarled hand, the flames begin to rise under your feet as they continue to bellow around him as if he can command fire itself. And in his other hand, in the same motion, he throws down a fireball with incredible force upon that statue where Jar is hidden behind. So Jar, throw a dexterity saving throw.
You'll be fine.
21.
21? Okay, so you'll be taking 14 fire damage as much of the flame bursts around you, causing the half of the statue that is facing towards you guys who are directly battling with this devil to become charred and burnt black and soot. That is the entirety of its turn. Jar, your go.
Okay, how badly wounded is everybody looking?
Leander I have at 35.
Yep.
Erlon I have at 57. Jar, you're at 42. Gilroy's at 31. Bailey is safe back there.
He's basically gonna repeat what he did actually the whole last turn.
Okay.
So he's gonna go heal. So you get full healing from everything?
Yeah, as
so
many-
I'll do a level 3, so that's gonna be 26 total. And then he's going to inspire you. Keep it up, you can do it! So that's the last of my inspiration.
Okay.
And I will. Jar's gonna dash back behind the statue.
Jar's role in this fight has been pretty funny. However, you do feel he needs you, and as you charge forth, the moment you step within this aura that he seems to be sustaining around him, his shield taking a battering, and his feet, his greaves and whatnot glowing red hot as there's a wall of fire underneath him. But you press your hand against him, and a sudden cooling effect, and you feel as though through Torm and your control over the very song of the universe, those two things combined, Leander immediately has a face as though he could take more of this, which will bring us from Jar to Gilroy.
Alright, Gilroy is going to stow his staff in the holster he has for it. First appearance of the staff holster. right here.
Season 3 episode.
Yes. A significant character. And he's going to sort of raise the ground and break it and crumble it underneath this devil's feet.
Okay.
This is dex save.
What did you see right now?
17.
Is it okay?
Nice. I'm gonna do that at 4th level, by the way. I meant to say it before, but I got caught up on the staff holster. But it's really because of that staff holster I can do it this way. Alright. Oh my lord! 16 earth damage.
Earth damage!
Bludgeoning.
Yes.
Okay.
On 4d12.
It's okay, Captain Planet.
I'm trying here.
Yes! Okay, the ground begins to shake and quake. It does not, however, dispel the fiery maelstrom nor the wall of fire, but it does seem to throw him off balance a little in the least. Melee, your go.
I want to move away from Gilbert. I'm gonna head north.
He's being weird.
Well, if I get attacked, because I'm doing not a lot of damage, but I'm hitting it pretty well. I don't want you to get hit in the crossfire.
It's because she can see your staff holes.
Kind of north, slipping out of that space up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use sharpshooter.
Alright.
11.
Out on that one.
All right.
Yeah, mainly. He seems to be particularly difficult to hit with that kind of attack.
I was
Given.
paying too much attention to the holster. I never noticed before. It was very distracting.
Okay, now this is the end of someone's round, so that is going to be an opportunity for me to take a legendary action. You two, throw me those dexterity saving throws.
Yep.
There we go. 19.
Yes. So you will be taking 9 fire damage.
6.
You'll be taking 18 fire damage.
Curse you, dexterity.
That's all he got is dexterity. Roll on.
Yeah, so I imagine I'm feeling like my skin start to like become red and just burn as I'm fighting him, but I just scream in this devil's face as I fight on, just hacking relentlessly.
Sounds good.
So reckless attack, great weapon fighting. It's gonna be, is 17 gonna hit?
Yes.
Perfect.
That is his AC.
So that's gonna be 20 damage.
Okay.
And I will attack again. 16, so no.
Not quite. Yeah, he manages to. Essentially, what happens is you get your footing as the ground quakes beneath him. Get a good cut into his arm as he reaches out with another spell, another slash, and then as you rear back for another one, he grabs the end of Bloodletter in the middle of his palm, and you do watch as red ooze seeps out from beneath his fingers. However, it doesn't seem to have had an effect, and that is going to bring us to Leander.
All right. Trying to get back on the offensive here. He kind of digs into the ground as he gets up onto his feet, swinging at this thing. I'm gonna use Dark Inspiration. Yeah. There we go. 23.
Yep.
And he'll make that a level 2 Divine Smite.
Sounds good.
8 of it being Divine,
Okay.
8 of it being normal.
Nice.
And I'll swing again, cutting through the flames. 19.
19 will hit.
Level 1 Divine Smite. I should have. We'll call it a level 2 then. My last level 2.
14.
So, yeah, 14 radiant damage
Okay.
and 13 normal.
Alright. At this point, you see he is wavering. He does have a good many. There's some arrows in his chest, some slashes and cuts deep along his hands and claws and whatnot. One of his horns is terribly chipped. And that will bring us to his turn. An incredible rage turns towards me. 8!
That's something.
Okay. How much are you reducing by?
Volret moves in front and blocks for 5.
5. You will be taking a total of 60 damage this turn, as he
Alright.
got a crit on the tail slam.
But you go down to 1, right?
Yep.
Might as well have been at 90 health.
Yeah. And then with that, he looks down, takes his legendary action. Another swiping attack. What's your AC right now?
23.
A 22! Oh, he brings his claw out of the flames and just barely with your shield you manage to deflect it with a great slash of sparks that go across the way, and that will bring us to Jar. Oh, I wanted you down!
And a move that's going to surprise absolutely no one, Jar's going to run up to Leander. And he's going to use a level 2 cure wound, so it's still max, right?
Yep.
So it'll be...
You're maintaining the aura, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So it'll be 18.
Nice.
Okay, that'll be like 1. Might give me 1. One good round.
And then dash on back.
It's going to dash on back.
Okay.
I'm the combat medic today.
Just runs up, tags him as like he's blocking these attacks, runs back behind the statue.
Gilroy.
Alright. Gilroy sees Jar's frantic running back and forth, and Leander's stoic
Defense.
thank you, yes, stand against this thing, and Orlon's cunning blade. And he shouts out to this devil, "I'll bury you!" He's trying. And the earth just continues to strike at his ankles.
He's not gonna save that time.
Alright.
My ankles!
Oh, my ankles!
Chihuahua attack.
Okay. 25.
Okay.
That's better than.
He's going down.
Yeah. You know, if it was like, that could be hitting like 10 guys, but we only got
it's
one
target, yeah.
Alright.
Which brings us to
Last
the top of the
fourth
round.
level.
Dexterity saving throws, my friend.
Jesus. Well, I'll be able to survive this on average.
20.
Nice.
Natural.
What'd you get?
20, unnatural.
Nice, nice. So 11 fire damage on your boat.
We're dipping. What are you at, Erlon? How you feeling?
I got about 37.
He's feeling about 37 out of 112.
I'm about 112%.
I'm feeling 112%. Jesus, Bailey, here you go.
Alright.
Not to be discouraged, you continue.
It's barbarian math. It's fine.
Very.
Sorry.
Maybe's very frustrated she can't do more. It's like, when we fought the werewolf, and she didn't really have anything that could actually damage it. She's having, like, flashbacks. She's gonna use sharpshooter.
Not that time.
Not that time. Do we need to roll?
It's okay. There's not too much that could happen in this circumstance.
You hit
Could hit
Leander.
us.
Yes!
You guys want her to kill me?
Yeah.
Alright,
D&D.
confirm that roll then.
12.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not gonna hit you guys. So it's just a
It's
bad
okay.
shot. Another go.
Alright.
We love tension. Oh man, again.
Confirm for me.
The flash.
Oh my
Guys, could
What
have
is
just
it, a
let it
one?
go. I
Oh
could
my
have rolled
God.
a 12 the second time.
Nah.
3-1.
Nah, this is great. This is dynamic.
Yeah, it is. No, it is. Alright, 30
How does
damage.
this happen?
Just tell me how much damage you do. I'm gonna roll a
It
d4.
was
Your
with
odds, your
sharpshooter.
evens. Let's see.
With sharpshooter. Cool.
How
I
much?
hope not, Leander. How much is that? 23?
So, Erlon, you take 11 damage.
Ow! Bailey!
I'm at 26.
26 out of 112%.
Jeez. Leander,
It's
you go.
okay.
Leander's
No
gonna.
problem.
I feel like
that.
Gilroy.
It's the flashback.
This is perfect for my upcoming art. No, go ahead, Leander.
It's on one time.
Leander seeing Erlon battling the flames, he kind of grits as he bleeds profusely from the many wounds he's sustained, and he jumps through the fire and stabs the thing.
Okay. Good timing. Hit.
23
Yes.
with a level 3 divine spell slot. 6, 8, 12 of it being radiant, and 10 of it being regular.
Okay,
He's nearly there.
yeah, you leap through the flame, plunge your sword into his chest. He's rearing back. You have the position.
And he'll swing again.
Okay.
Driving it deeper.
A 25.
Yes.
12 radiant. And 11 slash.
Any particular way you want to finish this guy?
So as he, drives it into his chest, he just rips it up higher.
And a great explosion of flame. Things seem to go quiet. And the combat has ended. You have dispelled him and sent him back to the layers of the Nine Hells, where he goes rather brutally. And finally, you immediately sense that this was a place corrupted within this plane, and within moments, green vines begin to overtake the outskirts of the grove, these vibrant nature that immediately begins to reclaim this space within this plane, and they snake towards the shrine, showing that things were just off here in some way or another. And looking up, blinking his eyes, you can see within the cage begins to cool, the fire and the heat of the iron finally dissipating, and the man stands up and he unveils his hood, blinking his eyes. He reveals the long silver hair and blue eyes of an elder high elf, no doubt, who seems emaciated and struggles to get to his feet with his staff in hand. Looking towards you, Pierce. Thank you. That devil had me locked away for some decades, it feels, and I was beginning to fade. I came to this shrine seeking answers, and yet I leave with only greater questions. The portal, is it still active? Do you come from Sumedia?
I think Leander with his arm around Erlon, smoldering. Yes.
We've come to bring you back.
Good. Good.
As I walk up to the cage.
You set him free?
Yeah.
Alright. And so as you journey back towards the portal, following along the river once more, Baranor, who seems to be finding some strength, speaks up, and he goes, I fear... It's hard to say. I fear the gods did not want me to find my answers. When I prayed for clarity, I was given a vision. Alaire, in its entirety, from the ice seas to the southernmost desert dunes, and great beams of light emitting from the crowns of stone towers that shot through the sky and pierced the cosmos. A storm of red glass and arcing lightning, a shooting star with wings like a dove that struck the ground, a darkness that blots out the stars, a broken tower, and finally, a girl with blue skin. Then when I awoke, I found a being of incredible power had been sent to imprison me before I could see more. That greater devil. The thing is, well, the only thing that could have summoned forth a devil like that, the only beings it could have answered to on a plane such as this, are the deities themselves. And with that, we'll close out this week's session of the Lands of Alaire. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the adventure. TJ, take it away.
Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Thank you to our new followers. We're at 215. We'll do a drawing from our comic and game shop at 250, so we're on our way there. If you're enjoying this content, you like our show, the Lands of Alaire in particular, consider subscribing. It's $5 a month at minimum. You get some sweet emojis. You help support us. It means so much. Or if you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription per month. We'd love for that to be us. We also have a Discord server that you can join. Currently, the link is below the video player. Lots of tabletop talk, movies, pop culture, stuff like that happening, as well as announcements from Freakopolis. We're on pretty much all the social medias, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube after the fact, this should go up Tuesday. You can catch up with this episode there, or if you're new to the show, with all the previous 20 some odd episodes.
Yeah, good amount.
Yeah, there's a playlist there. You can get all caught up with the adventures in the Lands of Alaire. But consider subscribing. We just hit 300 subscribers. We're trying to, keep going. That's not our final goal. So yeah,
We're done.
Moving.
Yeah, much appreciated. Or you can stop into the Freakopolis Geekery 5 days a week,
Right
Wednesday through Sunday here in Whitehall, New York. Ian and I work behind the counter. Dad is often here as well. I'd be happy to talk or recommend any comics or tabletop games that we might have. You can also shop some of our wares at freakopolis.com. We got some really cool exclusive variants going up this week. So yeah, if you're into comics, there's some really cool books that'll be going up there.
Awesome stuff.
Anything else? No, subscribe or follow, please.
Look out for future cool stuff.
Yes,
It's
we'll
always
make an announcement soon on our next show. It's not going to be here on Twitch, I don't think, but
something to see
yeah, it'll be fun.
or hear.
Yeah, definitely here. Probably not see. But maybe.
Join my gaming.
We are joined by gaming. We promote positivity in the gaming community. We're also raising money for the Children's Hospital at Albany Medical Center. We have a bunch of fundraising events on the horizon. None of them are announced, but they're really cool and you should keep in touch. If you're not local and you can't make any of the events, there is a link to donate on our website, joinbygaming.com, facebook.com/joinbygaming, twitter.com/joinbygaming, Instagram, joinbygaming, the whole thing.
Cool, yeah. So yeah, definitely check out Join by Gaming, an awesome community for an awesome cause. And well, finally, a big thank you to our father, who puts in all the editorial and production work on this show, makes it the production it is, and he doesn't even get to play. So it is a huge appreciation on our part for all the work that he puts into making the Lands of Alaire what it is. And finally, we'll see you next Sunday. Enjoy your Game of Thrones.